My wife received a Christmas gift from her first love, and when she opened it in front of us, she whispered, "I have to go," as tears filled her eyes. The package sat on our coffee table like a question mark made of cream-colored paper. "Olivia," I called toward the kitchen. "You got something?" My wife appeared in the doorway, coffee mug in hand, wearing the green sweater our daughter Sophie had picked out for her. Christmas morning, 10:30 a.m., snow falling outside our Boston brownstone. She saw the package and froze. The mug stopped halfway to her mouth. Her face went pale in a way I'd never seen, not nervous, pale, not sick pale, something else entirely. "What is it?" I asked. She set the mug down carefully, too carefully, like her hands weren't quite working right. "I don't know," she said, but her voice cracked on no. Sophie was on the floor, surrounded by torn wrapping paper, 12 years old and still young enough to believe in magic. She didn't notice her mother's sudden stillness. "Open it, Mom," Sophie called, holding up a new art set. "Maybe it's from Grandma." Olivia crossed the room slowly, picked up the box. Her thumb traced the handwriting on the label, elegant, looping cursive I didn't recognize. Then she whispered one word, "Ryan." My stomach dropped. Ryan, the college boyfriend, the one she'd mentioned exactly once in our 14 years together, dismissively, when I'd asked about her past relationships. "Just someone from school," she'd said. "Ancient history. Doesn't matter." She hadn't said his name since. "Why would Ryan send you something?" I asked. She didn't answer, just stared at that package like it contained something explosive. "Liv." "I don't know, Marcus." Sharp, defensive. "I haven't talked to him in 15 years. Sophie was watching now, confused by the tension crackling through the room. Olivia opened the box with shaking hands, lifted out tissue paper. Inside was a photograph, 5x7, professional quality. I couldn't see it from where I stood, but I saw what it did to my wife's face. All the color drained out. Her eyes went wide, then filled with tears. "I have to go," she whispered. "What?" I stood up. "Go where?" "It's Christmas morning." "I'm sorry." She was already moving toward the bedroom, photograph clutched in her hand. "I have to. I can't explain right now." "Mom?" Sophie's voice went small, scared. Olivia stopped, went back, kissed Sophie's forehead, tears streaming down her face now. "Mommy has an emergency, baby. I'll be back soon. I promise." "What kind of emergency?" I demanded. She was pulling on her coat, fumbling with the zipper. "I can't talk about this right now. You're leaving on Christmas Day, and won't tell me why." She looked at me with red, desperate eyes. "Please, Marcus. I need to handle this alone. I'll explain everything when I get back." "Handle what?" "I can't." Her voice broke. "I have to go. Now." Then, she was out the door. The sound of it closing felt like a gunshot. Sophie started crying. "Daddy, what happened? Where's Mom going?" I stood there, numb, staring at the open box on the coffee table. Inside, underneath the tissue paper, was a note card, cream-colored, matching the wrapping. I picked it up with hands that had started shaking. The handwriting was the same elegant script from the package label. Asterisk, Olivia. Asterisk. Asterisk. This is your son. He's 15 now. His name is Ethan. Asterisk. Asterisk. He wants to meet you. Today, 12:02 p.m. Northside Cafe, on Cambridge Street. Asterisk. Asterisk. If you don't come, he'll understand, but this might be your only chance. Asterisk. Asterisk. Ryan. Asterisk. The words blurred. Your son, 15 years old. I grabbed the photograph from where Olivia had dropped it on the couch. A woman, mid-50s, kind-faced, tired-looking, stood next to a teenage boy, dark hair, sharp cheekbones, and unmistakably, undeniably, Olivia's eyes, her exact nose, her smile. On the back, in Ryan's handwriting, asterisk Ethan James Morrison, born April 3rd, 2009. Asterisk, I did the math automatically. April 2009. Olivia and I started dating in September 2010. We met at a friend's wedding. She'd been living in Boston for a year by then, working at the marketing firm where she still worked now. This child, Ethan, would have been a year old when we met. She'd had a baby, given him up, never mentioned it. Not once in 14 years. I called her cell, straight to voicemail, texted, asterisk, we need to talk, now, asterisk, no response. Sophie was still crying, asking questions I couldn't answer. I told her Mom had a work emergency, that everything was fine, that we'd open more presents, but my hands wouldn't stop shaking. I'd met Olivia Chen at my college roommate's wedding in September 2010. She'd been sitting alone at the reception, scrolling through her phone, looking simultaneously beautiful and unapproachable in a blue dress. I'd asked her to dance. She'd said yes. We'd talked for 3 hours, about her work in marketing, my job in software development, our family's, mine in Chicago, hers in San Francisco, travel, books, the future. She'd been guarded at first, careful, but as the night went on, she'd opened up, told me about moving to Boston for a fresh start, about wanting to build something stable and real. I'm done with drama, she'd said, half laughing. I want simple, honest, good. I'd fallen for her that night. We dated for 2 years before I proposed, married at City Hall, with just immediate family, had Sophie a year later. 14 years, a life, a daughter, a home, and apparently, a secret that had been sitting inside my wife like a bomb, waiting. I put Sophie in front of a Christmas movie with hot chocolate, told her I needed to make some work calls. Then I went went into my office and started searching. I found Olivia's old blog first, the one she'd mentioned once, years ago, laughing about embarrassing college writing. I'd never looked for it, never felt the need. It was still online, abandoned since 2009. The posts were sporadic, thoughts about classes, weekend plans, typical college stuff, until January 2009. Asterisk, I don't know what to do. Everyone says there's only one right answer, but I don't think that's true. Some choices don't have right answers, just different kinds of pain. Asterisk. February 2009. Asterisk. Met with the counselor today. She gave me pamphlets, adoption agencies, support groups, all these options that feel impossible. I keep thinking about the future. Mine, his, everyone's. What's fair? What's right? I don't know anymore. Asterisk. March 2009. Asterisk. Ryan's being amazing through all this. His mom, too. They keep saying they'll support whatever I decide, but I can see it in their eyes, what they want, what they're hoping for. And maybe they're right. Maybe some secrets protect the people you love. Asterisk. April 2009. Asterisk. It's done. I signed the papers. Ryan's mom will raise him. He'll have a good life. Better than anything I could give him at 22, with no degree and no plan. This is the right choice. It has to be. Asterisk. Then nothing. The blog ended. I sat there, staring at the screen, my coffee going cold. Ryan's mom. She'd given the baby to her ex-boyfriend's mother. Not a stranger. Not a closed adoption. A family arrangement, which meant this wasn't ancient history. This was an ongoing connection she'd severed and hidden. I kept searching. Found Ryan Morrison on Facebook. Public profile. No privacy settings at all. His profile picture showed him with the same teenage boy from the photograph. Asterisk. Happy birthday to my incredible son. Asterisk. The caption read. Asterisk. 15 years of watching you grow up. Love you, Ethan. Asterisk. I scrolled back through years of posts. Ethan's first day of high school, middle school graduation, little league games, science fair projects, birthday parties, all posted publicly, all tagged with Ethan's name. And scattered through the posts, comments from Ryan's mother, Louise Morrison, talking about our boy and my grandson. There were older posts too. Ryan talking about raising his son, thanking his mother for helping, celebrating milestones. Nothing about Olivia. Not one mention. It was like she'd been completely erased from this child's history. I found one post from 2 months ago that made my blood run cold. Asterisk. Ethan asked about his birth mother today. He's known the basics since he was little, that she was young, made a brave choice, wanted what was best for him, but now he's asking real questions. Who is she? Where is she? Would she want to meet him? Asterisk. Asterisk. I don't know how to answer. Louise and I agreed years ago to respect Olivia's boundaries. She needed a clean break. We gave it to her. Asterisk. Asterisk. But our son deserves answers too. Asterisk. The post had 47 comments, friends offering advice, most saying Ethan deserved to know. The last comment was from Louise Morrison 3 weeks ago. Asterisk. I found her, Ryan, on LinkedIn. She's in Boston, married, has a daughter, looks happy. I have her address. If you think Ethan's ready. Asterisk. Ryan's response. Asterisk. Let me think about it. This is big. Asterisk. I screenshot everything, every post, every comment, every photo of Ethan. Then I searched for Olivia's LinkedIn. Found it immediately. Professional photo. Smiling. Job title, Senior Marketing Director at Berkshire Communications. Under About, she'd written, asterisk, Boston-based marketing professional. Passionate about brand storytelling and creative strategy. Proud wife and mother. Asterisk. Proud mother. Singular. No mention of Ethan. No hint of the child she'd given away. My phone buzzed. Text from Olivia. Asterisk. I'm at the cafe. I need more time. Please don't be angry. I'll explain everything tonight. Asterisk. I stared at that message. She was there, meeting the son she'd hidden from me, from Sophie, from our entire life together. I called my brother Alex. He answered on the second ring. Marcus, Merry Christmas, man. How's Olivia left? I said. Christmas morning. To meet the son she gave up for adoption 15 years ago. The one she never told me about. Silence. Then, what? I explained. The package, the photo, the blog posts, everything. Jesus, Alex breathed. What are you going to do? I don't know. Do you want me to come over? I'm in Connecticut, but I can drive. No, stay with your family. I just needed to tell someone. Marcus, this is huge. You can't just, you need to figure out what this means. I know, but I didn't know. Not really. Olivia came home at 8:47 p.m. I'd put Sophie to bed an hour ago, after a day of forced cheerfulness and lies about where mommy went. I heard the door open, heard her coat being hung up, heard her footsteps stop when she saw me sitting in the dark living room. Marcus, I turned on the lamp. She looked destroyed, makeup smeared, eyes swollen, hair disheveled. We need to talk, I said. She sank onto the couch. I know. You have a son. Yes. 15 years old. Yes. And you never told me. She pressed her hands over her face. I didn't know how. You didn't know how to tell your husband of 12 years, that you had a child? I was scared. Her voice cracked. I was terrified you'd think I was a monster for giving him up, for walking away. So you chose deception instead. I chose to protect us, to protect what we built together. I laughed. Bitter. You were protecting your yourself. That's not fair. What's not fair is hiding this for our entire relationship. What's not fair is leaving our daughter crying on Christmas morning to meet a son you abandoned. I didn't abandon him. Tears were streaming now. I made an impossible choice when I was 22 years old. Ryan's mother wanted to raise him. She offered. It seemed like the best option for everyone. And then you just walked away? Never looked back? Ryan and I agreed. Clean break. Let Ethan have a normal life without confusion about who his parents were. Did you ever think about him? She looked at me like I'd slapped her every single day, but not enough to tell me. Your husband, the father of your daughter. She reached for my hand. I pulled away. Please, Marcus, try to understand. I was young, scared. I made choices I'm not proud of, but I can't change the past. No, but you could have been honest about it. Would you have married me if I told you I gave up a child? The question hung between us. I don't know, I said honestly, but you didn't give me the choice because I loved you, because I wanted the life we built together, because telling you felt like destroying everything good I'd finally found. I stood up, walked to the window. Outside, snow was still falling, covering our street in white. Ryan contacted you, I said. Weeks ago, I saw the Facebook posts. Louise found you. They've been planning this. She went very still. How do you? I found everything. Your old blog, Ryan's Facebook, Ethan's photos, all of it. You went through my private. Your private life stopped being private when you walked out on Christmas morning. My voice was too loud. I forced it down. You've been in contact with them, haven't you? This wasn't a surprise. She didn't answer. That was answer enough. How long? I asked. 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Month and a half. All those normal evenings, normal conversations, normal life, while she was secretly planning to meet the son she'd never mentioned. What did Ryan say? I asked. When he first contacted you? She wiped her eyes. He sent a message on LinkedIn, said Ethan was asking questions, and you said yes. Not at first. I was terrified. But Ryan sent photos, told me about Ethan's life. He's a good kid, Marcus. Smart, kind, interested in architecture, plays basketball, and you wanted to meet him. I needed to. He deserves to know where he came from, but I don't deserve to know the truth about my wife. She flinched. That's not. You've been lying to me for 14 years, not by omission. Active lies. Every time I asked about your past, every time you said you were an open book, every time you looked me in the eye and pretended we had no secrets. I was trying to protect us. Stop saying that. I was shouting now. Couldn't help it. You were protecting yourself from consequences, from having difficult conversations, from being seen as anything less than perfect. That's not true. Then why hide it? Why not tell me before we got married? Before we had Sophie? Why wait until some package shows up on Christmas and forces your hand? She had no answer. I pulled out my phone, showed her the screenshots, the blog posts, Ryan's Facebook, the photos of Ethan. I know everything now, I said, so you can stop pretending. She stared at the images, face crumbling. What happened today? I asked. At the cafe? I met him. Her voice was barely a whisper. Met Ethan. He's wonderful, Marcus. So much like me. The way he talks, his mannerisms. He wants to study architecture at MIT. He loves Boston even though he's never lived here. And Ryan was supportive, kind. He didn't have to be, after everything, but he was. How noble of him. Don't. She looked at me with red eyes. Don't make this uglier than it is. It's already ugly. You made it ugly when you built our marriage on lies. I never lied about loving you, but you lied about everything else. About who you are, about your past, about whether you had children. I have one child, she was shouting now too. Sophie. Ethan was never. I made a choice, Marcus. A choice to let him have a better life and to erase him from yours. Yes, is that what you want to hear? I erased him. I walked away. I started over, and I'm not sorry for that. The admission hung between us like smoke. Except you are sorry, I said quietly. That's why you were crying. That's why you ran out the door. Because you know what you did was wrong. She pressed her hands over her face, shoulders shaking. I felt cold, hollow. I'm calling Alex, I said. He's a divorce attorney. I'm filing papers. Her head snapped up. What? You heard me. Marcus, no, we can work through this. How? How do we work through 14 years of lies? Therapy, counseling. We'll do whatever it takes. It's too late. You don't mean that. I looked at her. This woman I'd loved, built a life with, trusted completely. You left our daughter crying on Christmas morning, I said, to meet a son you abandoned, a son you never told me about. You made me look like a fool in front of our family, in front of myself. I made a mistake. This wasn't a mistake. Mistakes are accidents. This was a choice. Hundreds of choices, over 14 years, to keep lying. She grabbed my arm. Please, I'll do anything. I'll tell you everything. Complete honesty from now on. Just please don't throw away our marriage. I pulled away. You already did that. I'm just making it official. I didn't sleep that night. Called Alex at midnight. He answered groggily. I need you to file divorce papers, I said, as soon as possible. Marcus, it's Christmas. Courts are closed. Everything's closed. Then the day after. However fast we can do this. Pause. Are you sure? Maybe you should take some time. Think about. I've been thinking all day. This isn't fixable. What about couples counseling? You have a daughter together. I know what I have, and I know what I've lost. My voice cracked. She lied to me for our entire relationship, Alex, about something fundamental, something that changes who she is as a person. I get it. I do. But divorce is is big, permanent. Maybe, I need you to help me, please. Long silence. Then, okay, I'll start drafting papers tomorrow. We'll file as soon as courts reopen. Thank you. Marcus, have you talked to anyone else? Friends? A therapist? Not yet. You should. This is trauma. You need support. After we hung up, I sat in the dark office, staring at nothing. Olivia was in our bedroom. I was sleeping in the guest room now. Sophie had asked why Daddy wasn't in bed with Mommy, and I'd made up another lie about me being sick, not wanting to spread germs. More lies, adding to the pile. I pulled out my phone, looked again at the photos of Ethan. He looked happy, well-adjusted, loved. Maybe Olivia had been right about that part. Maybe giving him to Ryan's mother had been the best choice for the child. But hiding it from me, from Sophie, from everyone in her current life, that was about shame, about control, about constructing a perfect image and maintaining it at all costs. I opened my laptop, started writing everything down. Timeline, evidence, documentation. This was going to be a fight. The next morning, Olivia tried to talk to me. Marcus, please, we need to discuss this rationally. There's nothing to discuss. You can't just end our marriage over one mistake. It wasn't one mistake. It was 14 years of calculated deception. She followed me to the kitchen where I was making coffee. Sophie was still asleep. I'm not giving up on us, Olivia said. We have too much history, too much love. We have a history built on lies. That's not the same thing. I told you I was protecting us. Stop saying that. I slammed the coffee mug down. You were protecting your image, your perfect life. You didn't want anyone to know you gave up a child, so you erased him. That's not fair. What happened when you got pregnant? I asked. Walk me through it. She hesitated. Come on, complete honesty, remember? That's what you promised. She sat down at the kitchen table. I was 21, junior year at BU. Ryan and I had been dating for 6 months. Were you in love? I thought so. At the time. What happened when you found out? I panicked, told Ryan. He panicked too, but then his mother stepped in. Louise. Yes. She said she'd always wanted more children but couldn't have them after Ryan. Said she'd raise the baby if we wanted, give him a good life. And you just agreed? Not immediately. I thought about everything. Keeping him, adoption, all the options. But I was 21. Marcus. No degree, no money, no support system. My parents would have disowned me. So you chose the easy way out. There was nothing easy about it. Tears filled her eyes again. I carried him for 9 months, gave birth, held him, named him, then handed him to Louise and walked away. And then what? I finished college, moved to Boston for a fresh start, built a new life, met you, and never mentioned any of this because I wanted to leave it behind. I wanted to be someone new, someone who hadn't made that choice. But you did make that choice. It's part of who you are. I know that now. You should have known it then, before you married me. She reached across the table. I pulled my hands back. I'm sorry, she whispered. I'm so sorry. Sorry you did it, or sorry you got caught. She flinched. That's cruel. Is it? Because from where I'm sitting, you only came clean when you had no choice. When Ryan sent that package and forced the issue. I would have told you eventually. When? After another 14 years? When Sophie was grown? Never? I don't know. I just know I'm sorry, and I want to fix this. Some things can't be fixed. Sophie appeared in the doorway, rubbing sleep from her eyes. Why are you fighting? We both froze. We're not fighting, sweetheart, Olivia said quickly. Just discussing something. You were yelling. Adult conversation, I said. Nothing for you to worry about. Want pancakes? Sophie looked between us, uncertain. Okay. I made breakfast in silence while Olivia sat at the table, not eating, not speaking. When Sophie went back to her room, Olivia tried again. What about her? What about Sophie? She deserves both her parents. She deserves honest parents. That's not you. I can change. I can be better. It's too late. You keep saying that, but it's not. People work through worse than this. Worse than 15 years of systematic lies. It was one lie. It was hundreds of lies. Every day you didn't tell me. Every conversation where you pretended your past was simple. Every time Sophie asked if she had siblings and you said no. Olivia went white. Sophie never asked. She did. Last year. Daddy, do I have any brothers or sisters? Remember what you said? Olivia's hands were shaking. You said no, sweetie. You're our one and only. You smiled. Made it sound special. But it was a lie. Sophie has a brother. A 15-year-old brother named Ethan who plays basketball and wants to study architecture. I didn't know how to explain. You could have started with the truth. The doorbell rang. We both froze. I walked to the front door, looked through the peephole. A man I didn't recognize. Mid-30s. Dark hair. Nervous expression. I opened the door. Can I help you? I'm looking for Olivia Chen. I'm Ryan Morrison. Everything stopped. Behind me, I heard Olivia's sharp intake of breath. Ryan shifted uncomfortably. I'm sorry to show up unannounced. I needed to talk to Olivia. About yesterday. About Ethan. Come in, I said. Olivia appeared in the hallway. Ryan, what are you doing here? Ethan wants to see you again. Tomorrow. He has questions. I can't. I need to talk to my husband first. I am your husband, I said. And I'd like to meet Ryan, properly. Ryan looked between us, clearly sensing the tension. Is this a bad time? Perfect time, actually. I gestured to the living room. Let's talk. All three of us. We sat down, me on one couch, Ryan and Olivia on opposite chairs, as far from each other as possible. So, I said, you're the ex-boyfriend, the one who helped Olivia hide a child for 15 years. Ryan winced. It wasn't like that. What was it like? Complicated. We were kids. We made what we thought was the best decision. And then Olivia walked away and never looked back. That was the agreement, Ryan said quietly. Clean break. Let Ethan have stability with one set of parents, me and my mom. Except now, he wants to meet his birth mother. He's 15. He has questions. That's natural. What does he know about Olivia? The basics. That she was young. That she wanted what was best for him. That she made a brave choice. I laughed bitterly. Brave. That's one word for it. Olivia stood up. Marcus, please, sit down. My voice was sharp. She sat. I looked at Ryan. Did you know she got married? Had another child? Not until recently. Louise found her on LinkedIn, and you decided to reach out. Why now? Because, Ethan asked, he's old enough to understand, and he deserves to know his birth mother if she's willing. Is she willing? Really? Or is this just about assuaging guilt? Olivia was crying now, silent tears streaming down her face. Ryan's expression softened. Look, I don't know your situation. I don't know what's going on in your marriage, but I know Olivia made an impossible choice at 21. I was there. It destroyed her. Did it? Because it seems like she recovered pretty well, built a whole new life, never mentioned Ethan once. That's not fair. What's not fair is keeping this secret from her husband, from her daughter, from everyone. Ryan stood. I should go. This was a mistake. Wait, I pulled out my phone. I want to meet Ethan. Everyone froze. Marcus, Olivia started. No. If my wife has a son, I want to meet him, officially, as her husband. Ryan looked uncertain. I don't think that's a good idea right now. Why not? Too complicated? Too messy? Welcome to my life. Marcus, please, Olivia begged. Don't do this. Do what? Meet your son? The one you gave away? I think that's perfectly reasonable. Ryan's jaw tightened. Ethan doesn't know about you, about Marcus, about Sophie. He thinks Olivia's life is simple. Well, it's not. It's complicated, messy, built on lies. I stood. Tell Ethan the truth, that his birth mother is married, has a daughter, hid his existence from her entire family. You're being cruel, Olivia whispered. I'm being honest. Something you've never been. Ryan looked at Olivia. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come here. Wait. Olivia grabbed his arm. Tell Ethan I'll meet him tomorrow. Just the two of us. Please. I don't think. Please, Ryan. I need to explain, to apologize, to tell him about his sister. Ryan hesitated, then nodded. He left. The door closed. Olivia turned to me. That was completely out of line. Was it? Should I have pretended everything's fine? Smiled and played along with your lies? You humiliated me. You humiliated yourself. 15 years ago when you walked away from your son, and every day since when you pretended he didn't exist. I did what I had to do. No, you did what was easiest, what protected your image, what let you play perfect wife and mother without any messy complications. She slapped me. I stood there, cheek stinging, and felt something inside me crack completely. Get out, I said quietly. What? Get out of this house. Go to a hotel. Come back tomorrow for your things. But tonight, I want you gone. This is my house too. I don't care. Leave, or I'll call the police and tell them you're trespassing. You can't. Watch me. She stared at me, hand still raised, mascara running. Then she grabbed her coat and left. I called Detective Jennifer Park the next morning. She'd worked with me 3 years ago when someone broke into my car. Professional, sharp, mid-40s, with 20 years on the Boston PD. Marcus Carter, she said when she answered. Long time. What can I do for you? I need advice. Personal situation. I'm listening. I explained everything. The package. The secret son. The lies. Jesus, she said when I finished. That's heavy. What do you need from me? I want to know if there are legal implications. If she committed fraud. If I have grounds for anything beyond divorce. You want me to investigate your wife? I want to know the truth. Complete truth. About Ethan. About Ryan. About what really happened 15 years ago. Marcus, I'm a cop, not a private investigator. I know, but you know people. You have resources. Please. Long pause. This is personal, not official. I understand. And it'll take time. I have time. Okay, send me everything. Names, dates, addresses. I'll see what I can find. Jennifer called back 3 days later. I found some things, she said. Want to meet? We met at a coffee shop in Cambridge. She had a folder. This is off the record, she said. I'm doing this as a favor, not as an officer. Understood. She opened the folder. Ryan Morrison, 36, lives in Brookline, works as a structural engineer. Clean record. By all accounts, good father. And Louise? Louise Morrison, 64, retired teacher, also clean, raised Ethan since birth, legal guardian. Was the adoption official? Jennifer hesitated. That's where it gets interesting. There was no official adoption. My stomach dropped. What? Olivia never signed away parental rights, never went through formal adoption proceedings. She just left. And how is that legal? It's not, really. Technically, Olivia is still Ethan's legal mother. She could claim custody tomorrow if she wanted. She wouldn't, I know, but legally, she could. Louise has been raising him as a grandparent caregiver, but she never formally adopted him. Why not? My guess? They wanted to leave the door open, in case Olivia changed her mind, or Ethan wanted to find her. I sat back. So this whole time, she's been his legal mother. Yes, which means she's been actively choosing not to be involved, not just giving him up, but actively staying away. That's worse. Depends on your perspective. Some people would say she was respecting boundaries boundaries, letting him have stability. And others would say she abandoned her child and never looked back. I rubbed my face. What else? Jennifer pulled out more papers. I found Olivia's college records. She took a leave of absence, spring semester 2009. Medical reasons. Came back that fall. When she was pregnant, presumably, I also found her old apartment lease. She lived off campus with Ryan from January to July 2009. They were together through the pregnancy. Looks like it. Then she moved out, got a new apartment alone, finished her degree, left Boston, and came back 3 years later. After she met you, I looked at the documents. Timeline of my wife's lies, laid out in black and white. Thank you, I said, for doing this. Marcus, can I give you some advice? Cop to civilian? Sure. This is going to destroy your family, your daughter, your wife, everyone. Make sure you're ready for that before you proceed. I'm ready. Are you? Because once you file for divorce, once this becomes public, there's no going back. She already made sure there was no going back. I'm just finishing what she started. Jennifer nodded slowly. Okay, then one more thing. What? I did some digging into Ryan's social media, private accounts, LinkedIn, everything. I found something interesting. She showed me a screenshot, LinkedIn message from Olivia to Ryan, dated 2 months ago. Asterisk Ryan, I got your message. I need time to think about this. Meeting Ethan is complicated. I have a family now, a life. I don't want to disrupt that. Asterisk Ryan's response. Asterisk I understand, but Ethan deserves to know you. Take all the time you need. We're not going anywhere. Asterisk Olivia's reply, 1 week later. Asterisk okay, let's plan something, but please keep this private. My husband can't know. Asterisk. My hands clenched around the coffee cup. She asked him to hide it. I said. She did. She was actively lying, planning this for 2 months. Yes. I looked at Jennifer. I want to use this in the divorce. It's yours. I made copies. Alex filed divorce papers on December 29th. Grounds, fraud, deception, breach of marital trust. Included documentation, social media evidence, blog posts, LinkedIn messages, timeline of lies. Olivia received the papers on December 30th. She called me immediately. Marcus, please, we need to talk. Talk to your lawyer. I don't have a lawyer. Then get one. Please, just listen. I met with Ethan again. It was good. He's amazing, Marcus, and he wants to meet Sophie. Everything stopped. Absolutely not, I said. She deserves to know she has a brother. She deserves a mother who doesn't lie to her. You're not that person. I can be. I'm trying to be better. Vader, too late. Marcus. I hung up. She texted 10 minutes later. Asterisk, fine. If you want to do this the hard way, we'll do it the hard way. I'm hiring an attorney. I'm fighting for Sophie, for the house, for everything. Asterisk. I showed the text to Alex. He smiled grimly. Good. Let her fight. We have evidence. She has lies. The divorce hearing was scheduled for February 15th. Olivia hired Thomas Brennan, expensive divorce attorney, known for aggressive tactics. Alex was ready. The courtroom was cold, impersonal. Judge Catherine Morrison presiding, no relation to Ryan's family, thankfully. Brennan opened with sympathy. Your Honor, my client is devastated. After 12 years of marriage, she's being punished for a choice she made as a frightened 21-year-old. Mr. Brennan, Judge Morrison interrupted. I've read the filings. Let's focus on facts, not theater. Brennan faltered. Your Honor, the issue is simple. My client had a child before her marriage. She chose to let that child be raised by others. That's her right. The issue, Alex said, standing, is that she hid this child from her husband for 14 years, lied repeatedly, and when confronted, attempted to continue hiding it. He presented the LinkedIn messages, the blog posts, the evidence of Olivia actively asking Ryan to keep everything secret. Judge Morrison's expression hardened as she read. Brennan tried to recover. Your Honor, private correspondence between my client and her former partner doesn't constitute fraud. It constitutes deception, Alex said. Systematic, calculated deception spanning 14 years. Mrs. Carter built her marriage on lies. That's inflammatory. It's factual. We have documentation, timestamps, her own words. The judge looked at Olivia. Mrs. Carter, is this accurate? Did you ask Mr. Morrison to hide your meetings with your son from your husband? Olivia stood. Her hands shook. Your Honor, I was scared. I didn't know how to explain. Did you ask him to keep it secret? Yes or no? Yes. But, and, did you lie to your husband about having a child? I didn't lie. I just didn't tell him. That's called lying by omission, Mrs. Carter. Brennan stood. Your Honor, my client's past relationship and the child from that relationship are separate from her current marriage. Except she never separated them, Alex said. She carried this secret into her marriage, actively hid it, and when her son wanted to meet her, she still tried to keep it from her husband. He pulled out another document. We also have evidence that Mrs. Carter has been researching custody options for Ethan, looking into whether she could regain parental rights. Olivia went pale. That's private, Brennan started. It's a search history on a shared computer, Alex said. Fair game. Judge Morrison looked at the evidence. Mrs. Carter, were you planning to pursue custody of your biological son? I was just looking into options. I wanted to know what was possible, while hiding all of this from your husband. I was going to tell him eventually. When? The judge asked. After 14 years years of marriage. When exactly were you planning to be honest? Olivia had no answer. The judge set down her papers. I'm granting the divorce. Grounds, fraud, and breach of trust. Custody of the minor child, Sophie, will be joint, pending evaluation. Division of assets will proceed according to standard Massachusetts law. Brennan stood. Your Honor, we request. Request denied. I've seen enough. This marriage was built on fundamental dishonesty. That's grounds for dissolution. She signed the order. Olivia was crying, quiet, defeated tears. I felt nothing. The custody evaluation took 3 weeks. Sophie met with Dr. Patricia Hendricks, child psychologist, 15 years specializing in family court cases. Dr. Hendricks's report came back on March 8. Alex called me. You're gonna want to sit down. What did she say? Primary custody goes to you. Olivia gets supervised visitation, pending completion of family therapy. Supervised? Dr. Hendricks determined that Olivia's pattern of deception poses potential harm to Sophie's emotional development. She recommended therapy before unsupervised visits. I sat down. What about Ethan? That's the interesting part. Dr. Hendricks interviewed him too, as part of understanding the full family dynamic. And Ethan told her he doesn't want a relationship with Olivia right now. He feels betrayed that she hid Sophie from him. Said if she could hide one child, what else is she hiding? My throat tightened. He said that? Direct quote. Kid's smart. Sees through her. What happens now? Divorce finalizes. You get primary custody. Olivia gets therapy and limited visitation. House goes to you. You've been making the mortgage payments. She gets her separate assets plus a settlement amount. It's done, Marcus. Done. After 3 months of fighting, it was done. I told Sophie on a Saturday afternoon. Just the two of us in her room. Sweetheart, Mommy and I are getting divorced. She looked up from her coloring book. I know. You know? I heard you fighting, and Mommy doesn't live here anymore. I'm not stupid, Daddy. I pulled her close. You're not stupid at all. You're very smart. Is it because Mommy lied? My heart broke. Who told you that? Nobody. I just know. She's been sad and weird since Christmas. Yes, Mommy lied about something important, and that hurt our family. Will I still see her? Of course. She's still your mother. She loves you very much. But she lied to you. Yes, that's not okay. No, it's not. Sophie was quiet for a moment. Then, Daddy, do I have a brother? I froze. What? I found a picture. In Mommy's purse. A boy who looks like her. Is he my brother? I closed my eyes. Yes, his name is Ethan. He's 15. Why did Mommy hide him? That's complicated, sweetheart. Does he know about me? Yes, he knows now. Can I meet him? I looked at my daughter. 12 years old. Too smart for her own good. Maybe someday, when everyone's ready. Okay. She went back to coloring. Daddy? Yeah, I'm glad you told me the truth, even if it's sad. I hugged her tight. Me too, baby, me too. 6 months after the divorce, I got a letter. Paper envelope. Handwritten address. Inside, a note from Ethan. Asterisk Mr. Carter. Asterisk. Asterisk I know we've never met. And I know the situation with my birth mother is complicated. Asterisk. Asterisk. But I wanted you to know that I don't blame you for any of this. You were lied to, just like everyone else. Asterisk. Asterisk. I also wanted to say thank you for taking care of Sophie, for being honest with her when you didn't have to be. Asterisk. Asterisk. My dad showed me some of the court documents. I know you could have kept Sophie away from this whole mess, but you told her the truth. Let her know about me. Asterisk. Asterisk. That takes guts. Asterisk. Maybe someday we can meet, when things are less complicated. I'd like to know my sister, and I think you're the kind of person who'd make that possible. Asterisk. Asterisk. Thank you for being a good father, even when it's hard. Asterisk. Asterisk. Ethan Morrison. Asterisk. I read that letter 5 times. Then I wrote back. Asterisk. Ethan. Asterisk. Asterisk. Thank you for reaching out. That took courage. Asterisk. Asterisk. You're right, the situation is complicated, but you're not responsible for any of it. You didn't ask to be born into this mess. Asterisk. Asterisk. I'd be happy to arrange a meeting between you and Sophie when you're both ready. She asks about you sometimes, wonders what you're like. Asterisk. Asterisk. Your birth mother and I have our issues, but you and Sophie shouldn't pay for that. Asterisk. Asterisk. You're welcome in our lives whenever you want. Asterisk. Asterisk. Marcus. Asterisk. It's been 2 years now. Sophie and Ethan have met several times, cautiously at first, then with growing comfort. They're siblings, after all, half siblings, but siblings. Olivia completed therapy, has limited custody, sees Sophie twice a week. We're civil now, polite, co-parenting as best we can, but the trust is gone, can never come back. She tried to apologize once. Really, apologize. I was wrong, she said, about all of it. The lies, the hiding, everything. I know, I said. Can you ever forgive me? I thought about it, really thought. I don't know, I said honestly. Maybe someday, but not yet. That's fair. We stood there in my driveway, dropping Sophie off after a visit. For what it's worth, Olivia said, I do love you. I always did. I know. But love isn't enough when there's no honesty. She nodded, walked back to her car. I watched her drive away. Sophie asked me once if I regretted marrying Mommy. We were sitting on the back porch, watching the sunset. No, I said, because you're here, and you're the best thing that ever happened to me. Even though Mommy lied? Even though she leaned against my shoulder. Do you think people can change? I think people can try. try. Whether they succeed depends on how hard they work at it. Is Mommy trying? I think so. In her own way. Do you still love her? I thought carefully. I love who I thought she was. I don't know if I love who she actually is. That's sad. Yeah, it is. We sat in silence, watching the sky turn orange and pink. Daddy? Sophie said eventually. Yeah, sweetheart? Thank you for telling me the truth. About everything. I pulled her close. Always, baby. No matter what.